Welcome to Spine Sensations, Mat Movement. So settling in standing, soft knees, wide feet. And bringing the hands to place on the head in different ways to have a sense of your brain. The brain has a stem. So we'll take this down to the base of the head. And the stem leads in, if you continue down the neck, into the spinal cord. And the spinal cord will end the lower back between the second and the third lumbar vertebra. Coming out of the spinal cord, we have lots of periphery nerves. I'm going to brush down a little bit like cobwebs. And then back up. So these periphery nerves, we have the sensory ones that come from the periphery back to the brain. I'm going down the sides this time. And the motor nerves, which come from the brain and out to the periphery. Coming back up the sides with a sense of the sensory nerves. Coming to the back with a sense of motor nerves coming out. And returning sensory nerves coming back. Placing the hands where the spinal cord ends. So between the second and the third lumbar vertebra. And at this ending, lots and lots of nerves come out like a horse's tail. I'm going to brush here. One of these is the sciatic nerve, which is going to trail all the way down the leg, at the back, towards the sides. I'm going to place the hands somewhere comfortable on the pelvis. Choose the leg, let it come back. The front leg is bent. And we are lifting the back heel and pressing it down. Supporting the sciatic nerve. We change over legs. Lifting the heel, lengthening back. Returning. From here, we're sliding the hands down until we can lengthen through the spine. And again, have the sense of the brain and the spinal cord, the horse's tail, the sciatic nerve. We soften the knees, pelvis forwards, and roll back up. Soften the knees again. And see if you can find some undulations for your spine. We let that settle. Now we have a flow, and we are bringing together the human movement developmental pattern. So how the body is organized, upper, lower, side to side, and diagonal. We start by bending the knees. Your legs can be parallel, they could be touching. See what suits you. We have our chair. We draw up the navel and take this into a fold. Now the hands could be forwards, they could be back, they could bind. We soften the knees. We start to bring the pelvis forward, come up a little, and then land the hands so that the left leg can come back. It might be a little bit, it might be a large amount. But letting both legs lengthen, and we have a fold. So please adjust to suit your body. Then we're going to turn into the triangle from here. So the legs are still straight, or straightish. We're trying to lengthen through the spinal cord, the brain. We're bending the front leg. We're bringing the arm over. Then this top arm comes down. We have both hands down. We create a kind of lunge. You might find that the leg can come back a bit, it might not. And then we're taking the right arm and reaching up. It comes down. The back leg comes down. We come up. Then the left arm will come down. We'll touch the back of the leg. And then we're going to change it over. And then the right hand to the left leg. We come out. Back toes under. knee lift, step back in, roll back up. So I'm changing ends so that the other side is more visible. And we have the chair into a fold of choice. From the fold, the right leg comes back, maybe a little, maybe further. We lengthen the legs into pyramid. From here, we turn it into the triangle. We bend the front leg, arm over the head. Then this arm comes down. We have a kind of lunge here. The leg might be quite high up. It might be lower down. Here we're taking the left arm up, so you have a twist. It comes down. The back knee comes down. We come up. The right hand to the back of the right leg. We arc over. We come up. Then we're going to go the other way. So it's the left hand to the right leg. We release. Adjust legs so that we can step back in. Soft knees. Drop the pelvis and then bring it forwards. Allow yourself to roll on up. So now we have a very simple collection of movements. And in these, really bring your focus to the spine and feel the different ways that it's moving. So the arms will come up, the pelvis forwards. You'll find your eye gaze comes up. Tune into the spine. Have a sense of extension. Then we're going to soften through the knees. The arms come down, drawing in the navel area. We're folding. This is a flexion of the spine. Soft knees, pelvis down a little, bring it forwards, roll back up, slowly feeling through the spine. Then the spine has a lateral bend. The other way. Come back. Soften through the knees. Or spinal twist one way and then the other a few times. feel it's the spine that's rotating you. Let that settle. Notice how you're standing compared to when we started. Now we're coming back into our different moves, but this time on hands and knees. So I will meet you there. If you need any support under the knees, please find that. I am adjusting my camera and having a drink. So, spine sensations focuses on the nervous system, the central nervous system, the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, the nerves that come out and in, the motor nerves out, the sensory nerves in. We're starting again with the brain. So finding a way by bending the arms to bring the brain down to the mat. And how can you move? You might want to circle the pelvis in different ways so that you can start to massage the brain. Obviously not directly because you have a protected bone. We take a pause. From here, we come into a high child, resting the forehead on the mat. So to feel how the brain, its stem, connects into the spinal cord, we bring the pelvis forwards and back. You'll find that you'll come onto the crown and back to the forehead. You might notice that on the forehead, your mouth closes. Sorry, on the forehead, your mouth opens. And then on the crown, it closes. So forehead, the mouth opens, the crown, it closes. Forehead, it opens, the crown, it closes. And then we'll return to the forehead, push back up to hands and knees. Come into some arcs up and down. Again, as you come up, there may be a closing of the back. As you come down, there may be an opening. We take a pause. So we're coming to a high kneeling position, connecting with our peripheral nerves. So hands to the back. We're going to brush down the motor nerves coming out, and then the sensory nerves coming back We'll do that also at the sides. And the front. Hands coming to where the spinal cord finishes. Brushing to have that sense of the horse's tail, all these nerves coming out. And then for the sciatic nerve, we are hands down, choose a leg, pushing back into it. And change over. We return to hands and knees. Let the hands have a little wiggle jiggle if there's tension in the wrists. So we have the human developmental movement patterns. We start with that upper and lower organization, the dolphin. So we come down, we can rock forwards and back. We might be able to rock with the toes curled under and the knees off. We might be able to straighten the legs and rock. The weight distribution, upper, lower, rocking between. And then we come down. We're coming into a child. So a child that you find comfortable. So this is a low one. The high one is up here. If it's available, let the arms come down by the sides. Bringing upper and lower body together, curling round the navel. From here, we find our way out, back to hands. However, we're going to take a foot, see which one comes more naturally for you. I'm going to place it down. You may need to come up onto the ball of the foot to get the other one. So I have two balls of the feet here, the hands supporting. I have a rock. So the sense of frog leap or even rabbit. We'll bring this to stillness. You might be able to bring the spine up higher. You might be able to have prayer hands. Some of you might be able to lower the heels. We release out. The organization now from the sides. We're taking the rib cage to the left. It's coming up, over, down, round. So rolling the barrel. A pause. Head now and lower legs to the left for the fish. Back into the centers. We just keep going to the left side. We pause. Then we have left knee towards the nose into the tiger. Again. From here, you can either bring the leg down and come into the half scorpion, or you can come from here. So see which one suits you. The leg comes down, return to hands. I will change my direction. So to the right this time, with the rib cage, comes up and over to the other side and down. We take a pause. The head and legs now to the right, back to the center. So we're repeating on that one side. And we then have right knee to nose, tiger. Knee to nose, tiger. So your choice is either to put the leg down and then change the arms, or keep the leg up and change the arms into the scorpion. Then that comes down. We're back to hands and knees. So for the diagonals, we bring the right hand forward, the left leg back. So you could stay here. You could transfer your weight more into the lower hand and find a balance. Come down whenever you're ready. You might be able to bend that leg and bring the arm back. You might even be able to take hold. We come down. The left leg is going to come behind the right. We have a rock here. Then see how far you can take the weight back that's comfortable for your knees. From here into a downward facing dog, keeping the feet, legs crossed. Release out. I will turn. So we do it all on the other side. Left hand, right leg. If you want to balance here, weight into that front hand, come up. So come down as soon as you need. If it's available, see if you can bend the leg, bring the arm back. There might be a touch availability. We release out at that. This right leg is now coming behind the left in some way, shape or form. We have a rock here. See how comfortably you can come back. It might be a tiny bit. If there's release in the knees, there may be more. Please just go with where your knees feel right. We come out, the toes curl under, and a downward facing dog with these crossed legs. So this also will connect into the sciatic nerve. We softly come out. Come back in a way that's comfortable. I'm sitting on my heels. You might need to do a high kneeling position and have a shake out. So we now have one very simple flow for us to feel our spine in different organizations. So the hands come forward. We bring the weight forward. The spine extends. Feel that extension. So we have another way of extending. We come to a high kneeling position. The hands come to the back here. We let the pelvis come forwards to create the back bend. So the power is in the pelvis, keeping the lower back comfortable here, allowing the neck to lengthen back. Then we're going to go the other way. So more of a flex, a fold with the spine. The toes curl under. We suck in the navel area. We have our downward dog. Gently come back down. We're taking the left arm either to the elbow or to the shoulder. The other arm can stay bent or lengthened. We have a rotation here for the spine. We then use the top arm to push up, support through the left hand, the right hand, arm down, elbow, shoulder. This top arm bent or lengthened. Feel the rotation, the diagonals. And push ourselves gently out of this. And we're now coming down onto our fronts. Settle here. Feel your connection with the earth. Allow yourself to be supported, but also be aware that you can push into the earth to find elevation and a different quality of support. I'm going to use the push to bring us into the Sphinx or the low cobra. We'll lengthen through the neck, the shoulders relax down. I'm going to curl the toes under, take the kneecaps off, and have a rock. This is our upper and lower sense of body. And then we soften the knees down, release the toes, come on down. We are with the right and left sides of the body. We're coming with a sense of fish. So the forehead is down. We bend the legs. The legs come a little to the left and the head rolls to the left. Then the right. So it's very tiny. It's not like a spinal twist. It's a lateral bend. The next time you finish the right side, settle down. We'll let our arms extend. We have the chest off a little. We have the neck and head lengthened. I'm going to draw in the abdominals and the gluteus muscles, the left arm and leg up and down, then the right. Let that rest. For the diagonals, we're going to imagine we're a starfish. So we're widening the legs a little and the arms. We are sliding the left arm and the right leg away from each other. They come back in, and then it's the right arm and the left leg. So the sense of diagonals. And rest. So we have, again, a simple series of movements to tune into the spine and how it moves. The legs are parallel rather than wide. We come into the Sphinx or low cobra. We feel how the spine can extend itself. We lower down. The hands reorganize under the projecting hip bones. We have a sense of extension still, but through the lower spine. We let one leg lengthen and rise. we lower. We let the other leg lengthen and rise and lower. The legs are closer together, the arms are down by the sides. We're pushing through the chest. We're drawing in the abdominals and we're lifting upper and lower, softening down. We're going to rest the forehead now on our hands. The legs come out wider and we bend the legs, soles of the feet together. The right foot is coming down the left lower leg. We turn the head to the right. We come back to the center, soles of the feet. The left leg is going to slide down the right and we look to the left. So finding these diagonals, you'll feel possibly a subtle rotation in the spine. We're then going to pause, let one leg lower and the other leg lower. For a sense of flexing the spine, we'll use our push support with the earth and come into a child position of your choice. This will flex, fold your spine. We come out of this gently and easily. Coming to sit with the legs bent. So connecting with our brain. Feeling down the neck into the spinal cord. Feeling where it ends in the lower back, between the second and the third lumbar vertebra. And then the peripheral nervous system. Lots and lots of cobweb-like nerves are brushing down the front, motor nerves away from the brain, the sensory nerves coming to. The same at the sides, motor coming out, sensory. In. And then the back. And then coming to brush where the spinal cord ends, brush down, have the sense of lots of nerves here, like a horse's tail. So the sciatic nerve is part of this. We're going to lengthen the legs. We're bringing the left leg across. Now you can rest it at the ankle, but keep the feet flexed so it engages the sciatic nerve. If it's available, the heel rests on the toes, and then we find our fold. We come back. We uncross the other leg over either at ankles with flexed feet or resting on the toes. And then fold. We come back. And we uncross. The left leg now is coming in front. The knees maybe higher. So bringing the hands to the solar plexus area. So it's above the navel in the center. And the connection here with touch. So the solar plexus is a nerve-rich area. There's a strong connection between the voluntary and the involuntary nervous system, that which is within our control and that which is underneath our control, like our digestive tract once the food has come in. I'm going to take a lateral bend here. Then the other way. We come back. We have drawing the solar plexus back along with the navel and then forwards. If at any time you need to uncross your legs, find a more comfortable position, cross the other way, please do. Adapting everything to suit yourself. Then I'm going to try and create circles with this area. Doesn't matter which way you're circling first, because we're now going to circle in the other direction. Then just let that become more fluid. And pause. So our developmental movement patterns, upper and lower. We have an extended butterfly. We're going to fold over this. We're coming back. We're bringing the feet in just a little bit so that we can then take them up for a boat in the same organization. We come back down. The feet are coming closer to the groin, so it's more of a butterfly. And here we're going to rock one side, the other. Repeat. Then we are taking the left leg. You can either support under the knee or take the foot. It's extending out. This other hand might come behind to support you. It might stay on the leg. Then it comes out to the side. We're bringing it back in. We bend a little to bring it down, but then we re-lengthen and we fold. We come on back. We bend our legs. Both knees are coming to the left. They're either close together, 90-90, or this leg is extended. So feel what's right for you. We're rotating over that knee. We extend. We might even be able to come down to the elbows. So the deer. We bring the arms up, slide in. The left hand behind, the right reaches. We might lift also. Take a pause here. And then we come down. So repeat it on the other side. Folding in extended butterfly. Then taking it into a boat. Back into a butterfly, but the feet a little closer. And rock one way. You might be able to use your elbows to support this. Central. We're going to take the right leg, either supporting under the knee or the foot. It comes forwards. It comes out to the side. This other arm can be on the leg. It could support behind. We return it back in. We bend it lower so that we can then re-lengthen and come into a fold. We come back. Both knees are going to the right. They're either close together, 90-90, or this leg is extended. We turn towards the front knee, hands down. We extend the spine over. We might be able to bring the elbows down. We come back. The right hand is behind. The left arm reaches through. You may stay here, you may lift, come up, take a pause. And then come back down. So we have our simple flow to feel the spine in its different organizations. The first one is flexing, we fold. We draw back in through the navel, come back up. The hands come behind. We extend the spine. We could keep the hip bones on the floor. We could raise. We come back. We're going to bend the left leg, foot down, and we're going to wrap the right arm, and we have a rotation. We come back. We change over the legs. So the bent one lengthens, the lengthened one bends. It would be the left arm around the right leg. Rotate. Look softly over the shoulder. We come back. We're going to find our butterfly. And then this is preparing us for our lateral bends. The left leg now will lengthen. Really reach out the pelvis and arc over. We come back and we change to the other side. We come back up again. We reorganize. And now we're going to make our way onto our back. We're bringing the hands, we're pressing to have a sense of the brain. You have forebrain, the hindbrain, and lots of brain in between. We're then massaging between the vertebra of the neck. So you might be able to find a space between each bone. You have 7. Now just release the hands and let the head roll a little one way and then the other way. Feel the weight of the brain. Take a pause. Let the feet come out a bit wider. Drop the knees gently together. The arms lightly by the sides of the body. However, I'm moving mine so that you can see what I'm doing. So the tailbone drops down, which arcs the spine. And then the tailbone comes up, which arcs the spine the other way. So by initiating movement through the tailbone up and down, you may feel a connection all the way back to the brain, because the spinal cord is like a tadpole tail from the brain. We let that settle. The legs are bent. I'm going to have a sense of the sciatic nerve. We're taking the right leg, we're extending it up, flex the foot and pulse. Then the same leg, we're going to rotate it inwards, take it a little bit over to the left and pulse. We come back. Hands are there. We're going to repeat, but this time with the lengthened left leg. So we pulse. We inwardly rotate the leg and pulse. Come back. This leg is going to come all the way down, and just take a moment to feel the difference between the leg you've been moving and the one that's been stationary, how they relate to the pelvis. And then we'll do the other side. So the legs are both bent. The left leg comes up, flex foot and pulse. It inwardly rotates, so we can pulse a little over the right side. It comes back. The right leg lengthens. We pulse again in a more parallel position. Then the foot inwardly rotates and we pulse again. We bring this leg all the way back down. Take a moment to see how it might have changed in any way. We're going to bring the hands to the solar plexus area and have some touch. Let the hands settle here. Bend the legs a wide position, wider than parallel. It can be very wide or a little wider than parallel. Knees one way, head the other, keeping the hands at the solar plexus area. And then the other way. We come back to the center. Upper and lower body divisions. We're going to lengthen the legs, reach the arms. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So we're bending one leg in, then the other, bringing the knees up to the chest. You can either keep the head here or you can bring the chin to the chest, which curls you right round. And back. So we are keeping the right leg up. We're lacing the fingers underneath the back of the head. We are now taking the right upper body to the right lower body and back down. A few of these on this side. Then we lengthen both legs. We lengthen both arms. The right leg comes out a little, the left comes across. The right arm comes out a little and it draws by holding the left wrist that across to make a banana shape. So this is your lateral exploration. This and the last movement. Then we'll take the arms back overhead. The left leg we're going to take over to the left, out, a little out from parallel. The right we will bring over. We will take the left arm further over, and the right, but we'll hold the right wrist. So it's kind of banana shape. We then come back. Bending knees, lacing fingers, hands under the head, and we have the upper and lower body to one side. So bring that in and out. So left leg and arm. We come back. So for the diagonals, we are doing the same thing, but via the diagonals. So we're going to take the right arm and the left leg. We're going to stay with this one diagonal, up and down. One more. Then we are lengthening the right leg. We're taking the left knee over with the right arm. We're rolling your head to the left and extending the left arm. If you want more, see how far the knee can come down to the floor, still keeping the left shoulder grounded on the mat. We come back in. So this time, it will be the right leg and left arm. It's repeated. We come back, the left leg extends. The right leg comes over it. We'll use the right arm to draw it. Sorry. The right leg comes over, but we're using the left hand to draw it down. And we're extending the right arm. If you want more, then press down, but keep this other shoulder grounded. We come back. So we have a very simple flow to feel the movement of the spine. We start with a press. Feel the spine being pressed into the earth. The feet come down, the hands to the sides. If it's comfortable, chin to chest, let the hands slide up a bit. Feel that upper body lift through the spine. And then come down. The arms to the sides. We push into the earth through arms, shoulders, feet, so we can come up into the bridge. Slowly bring the spine down, feel the different vertebrae. Then we take the arms out wide. Spinal twists, your own rhythm and timing. Feel the rotation in the spine. And then the next time that the knees come towards the camera, Roll onto this side. From here, coming into a semi-sitting position. Then to your final sitting position, wherever you'd like to bring your legs straight bent, one of each. So our spine, just feel that it can grow up to the sky, down to the earth. Bringing the hands together to the heart, closing the eyes and tuning into any bodily sensations. So your nerves will be alerting you to how you're feeling, the tingles, the twitches, the itches, where you feel light, where you feel heavy, comfy, less comfy. Simultaneously, you'll hear the external world through your ears, through the touch of air on your skin. Softly opening the eyes to reintroduce the light, colour, textures and shapes of your external environment. Thank you for sharing this spine sensation journey, a journey with the nervous system. So you may be staying here to rest, to explore more. You may be transitioning by coming to your outer surface of skin. Can help make that adjustment. I'd like to just once more thank you.